Hello, hello, friends. Just waiting for the iPad to go live. I hope it will. Come on, come on. 1 minute, I guess. There it goes. All right. I'm here. I'm Shel. Peg will be here soon. She is here. She just
I'm
knows.
here.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Workmen. They're driving me crazy. Good morning,
Yeah.
people. Let's see who is here.
I don't
We
see
getting
anyone.
anything yet?
Nope. It says there's 3, so that would be you and me and someone else.
Okay.
Maybe it's just us. But anyway.
All right. So, yeah, crazy morning.
Yep.
Yesterday I was in Des Moines, flew home last night, drug this stuff out, and I told them that I wasn't going to be available this morning, but no, they just called 3 minutes ago. They're on the way.
People need to give
Hi,
you a break.
Peggy. Hi, Barb.
Oh,
How
yeah,
are
they're
you
on
guys?
it.
They're
Hi,
just starting
guys.
to come in. Yeah. No, I'm not a jet setter. I'm just overworked and underpaid. How's that?
Oh, yes. So today we're doing gel printing experiments with alcohol ink. That's been a popular trend lately. It's been around a long time. There's been a lot of techniques. And Brigitte Koopsen, I think that's how you say her name, got everybody revved up again by making videos in October on Instagram. So I've been experimenting with all kinds of weird stuff. So we'll see what happens this morning. You know, I don't just like to do the thing that someone else did, and neither does Peg. We like to do stuff that we think of that we think might be fun. So that's what we're going to do.
That's right. That's right. So I'm gonna get my other camera going here so we can. But
Well,
you know, we got started early because Shel forgot that my time rolled back.
Yeah, it's very strange. Here in Arizona, we don't change time. So we don't go spring forward, fall back. We just stay the same. But everybody else in the country changes, except for I think one other state. So it's always confusing for me. It has been confusing forever. I used to game a lot, and I would like try to coordinate with people online and set up events and different games, and I was always confused because not only was it all the people in the United States, it was everywhere else too in the entire world that I had to figure out which time it was. So this morning I got here an hour early, and I invited Peg, and so then we usually start in the green room an hour early so that we can get everything set up and talk about stuff. And then it was 2 hours early.
Yeah. Well, I was going to come down early because I didn't have anything ready to go. And so I was going to come down early and get things set up and text Shel. And all of a sudden, Shel's already on there. It's like, oh, okay. I guess she forgot about the time.
Well, 7:30 is when I normally get here, so I got here at 7:30.
I know. I should have warned you, but you know, yesterday, this week has been, you know, one of those. But I want to say hello. We got Rennie, we got Peggy, we got Andrea, we got Carla. People are coming in. So anyway, when we started early, I started out, you know, doing a few prints to get going here. So you know, you're going to see some of this kind of stuff coming up. This is on UPO, and it kind of slid, so it didn't turn out the best. But I still like it. It's still usable.
Everything's always usable.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's portions of these things that you're going to use anyway.
Yeah, you can tear them up or something. I do.
Yeah, so I mean, this is kind of where we started this morning.
Yes, I can show you all mine too. I started super early because Peg didn't even show up when I first invited her. So I was already well into it by the time she got here. Let's see my stack so far. And you know, it's crazy. I got so many gel prints. It's unbelievable. Let's see. I didn't organize them either, but I got these two, which were with the same stencil, and we're mostly using StencilGirl stencils and gel press plates today. So just so you know.
Just so you know. And I've got an assortment of sizes. Because I kind of have to let stuff wait and dry. So like over here, you see I've got a layer of paint down and a stencil on top of it. And this has kind of been drying because I'm going to put some alcohol inks on that. This has paint on it and it's drying because it's a layer. This is the one I just pulled. You guys saw me pull this one. Hi, Marilyn. And I've got different sizes, so you can use these like stamps, if you just mount them on blocks. These small ones are great for that. And I've got an assortment of sizes. I really, really love these small ones, like these 3x5. Like if you're making greeting cards really fast, these are great for that. So anyway, you're going to see an assortment of stuff coming out because, I have to move between and let things dry.
Yeah, I don't have as much a problem with that as she does because here in Arizona, it dries really quickly, alcohol ink in particular. In some cases, that's kind of even a pain in the tail.
Hi, Terry.
Welcome, welcome. So this was the one I was working on. I'm also working on this one. I did do a couple pulls with my larger plate, but here on the dual screen, you can't see my whole desk at all. So this one, I started out with some alcohol ink, mushed it around, and then I put, and this thing I saw, it works best with glass, like shot glasses and little things like that. This works really well, but it also works with metal things, and so I wanted to show you guys that. I saw a lady who does alcohol ink painting do this a while ago, and then I saw Brigitte do it on her gel press, and I thought, well, why wouldn't you? I mean, if you could do it on a canvas, why wouldn't you do it on a gel press? So,
right.
You certainly could if you wanted to.
Certainly can.
You can put a shape on there, and then you just take the alcohol ink. Well, this one's not even open. What the heck?
What the heck? You're right. What the heck?
I do have some that are not open, apparently.
These are some of those, I don't know, Art O. I think I got them in some discount store. They were something that somebody wasn't going to carry anymore, and so I'm going to use some of these.
Let that dry a bit. And just put my art guard on top of it so it doesn't slide. The thing with the metal ones, and that's a cookie cutter, and I'm using it with the soft side, the finished side down, not the cutting side. Now this one I put distress ink on, and then a stencil, and then pulled the distress ink, and then because I wanted to see what happened with alcohol ink and distress ink.
So this is one of those pearlized ones. I'm going to add a little pearl to this one.
That'll be nice.
Well, because I'm doing bugs, and you know how beetles kind of have that shiny.
They do. They definitely do. I think that's brilliant.
So I want to put some pearlized stuff on that. And I've still got ink on my brayer, so I'm going to put some into the background on this one. Not waste that ink. So I'm going to let that dry down a little bit. Takes a little while. What do I want to pull that with?
Okay, so the thing that you guys need to think about when using alcohol ink on the plate is that it's translucent and that it doesn't really come up on its own. You need to let it dry down to the plate and then pick it up with a thin layer of acrylic ink. Also, if you're thinking about using dark papers, you need to remember that alcohol ink is transparent or translucent and that the dark paper is going to show through. So you can absolutely do it on dark paper, and I'll show you what I did this morning. Did I even show you guys that one? It's so pretty.
Did you? I'm not sure.
Well, there's this one, and then there's this one. I did a couple of them on the dark, but you can absolutely make it on dark paper. But I'll show you the steps, because I think what people don't think about, people will say to you, "Oh, hey, just put some paint on there and some stencils, slap it together and see what comes out." No, you need to think about the first layer, the second layer, the third layer, what's going to show and what's not, based on, of course, the transparency and also the order of the layers. And
Right.
I don't think that people do. They're like, oh, I'll put some white paint on there and then I'll put some alcohol ink on the top. Well, what is going to happen? You're going to end up with a white print, because that was the first layer and it's opaque. And now you've put this translucent alcohol ink on it, and maybe a little bit of it will dissolve the acrylic and get through, but mostly it will not. So you got to make some thoughts in your head when you're doing this. It's not as simple as just throw some on there and see what happens.
So I'm gonna use, speaking of translucent, I'm gonna use a translucent paint. This is some Paper Artsy chartreuse. And when you look at it, you can see here that this one, you can see the black lines through here. That indicates, how opaque or how translucent the paint is. So when this dries down a little bit more, I'm going to pull this print with that onto a darker surface. And what I did was I put a layer of paint down first, and then I pulled the paint through the stencil so that I had the wings exposed, because I wanted that alcohol ink color on the wings of the bug.
Yes.
Oh, Peggy, that sounds cool. She's making a big canvas to go over her mantle.
Awesome.
That's cool. I hope you post pictures in the group. That would be really cool. Okay, so
let's start with the most basic thing. The most basic thing to do is to just put some lighter colors on first. So I'll do that. And that's the first layer. And this is not even thinking about, this is just alcohol ink, not think, well, why do I have some that are not open? I still haven't opened them. That's why, oh geez, I probably got alcohol ink on my face now. I'm picking 2 or 3 lighter colors. What else? Did that end up, I can't even remember if these ended up being light or not. Apple, did I use apple? I don't know. I'll use this one. I know this one's a light color.
Rennie's playing around with watercoloring mandala, and she drew yesterday. Okay. Cool.
So now
I never know how to say that word, whether it's mandala, there's 16 different ways to say that word.
I think it's mandala, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I suppose it depends on which dialect we're speaking in.
True.
I'm Midwestern. I don't know about you.
Well, I mean, we could change our mind and do something else if we want to. You could say it's a mandala.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so now that my light colors, that's just light colors of alcohol ink on there. I want them to dry, and they dry pretty quickly. But while I'm waiting, I'm just going to go ahead and pull this one because I think this one's dry. So what you need is a very small, thin, tiny amount of acrylic paint to pull these off the plate. See, I want to be able to see through it. I can see through it. I can still see the design, right?
Yep.
And that's what you need. I think one of the number one mistake that people make when they are gel printing is that they put too much paint. Same things happen with stenciling. People stencil with too much paint.
Oh, I had some other stencils out here. What did I do with them? I'm looking for a smaller one. Oh, how about this one from the club this month? You guys
Oh yeah, that's what I was
haven't heard
telling
about the club by now. You're going to find out because I'm going to use it now.
Club,
Oh, this
club,
one
club.
isn't very big.
So that was with the cookie cutter, guys. The little cookie cutter on there.
Maybe.
It's pretty fun.
This one. I like this one. This one is S317. It you know, it's got more of that tribal kind of stuff in it. So I think I want to use that. And
okay, so the next thing to do on the very basic alcohol technique, once your first layer of light colors is dry, you can put something on there, patterning, if it's with a stamp or with a stencil. I'm going to use the numbers stencil, and then I'm going to take some darker colors of alcohol ink. And let's see what we've got here. How about some meadow? And the plate is really, really nice to take the stencil and suck up to it, you know? It holds it to it, so you don't need any adhesive or anything. And I'm just going to put some meadow on there. That's a pretty color. I think I'll bring in some kind of a brown. How about this mushroom? Grilled mushrooms on steak sounds good. I've been craving meat, and I'm not that much of a meat eater.
So but mushrooms satisfy my meat thing, you know. Get a good portobello or something.
I just think I'll maybe iron pour.
Oh, that could be.
Because that's happened to me before when I haven't gotten enough iron.
Yeah. Well, see, I take iron, so.
I don't, because it does bad things to my body.
Oh.
I don't enjoy that at all. I mean, I have in the past, so I know what it does.
Yeah, I understand. You got to do what you got to do. Okay, so I think I'm going to pull that on a dark surface. I think that's dry enough now. So let's put that. Oh, I got a little. I put a little of this copper pinata alcohol ink on this, and there's a little bit on my brayer, so there may be a little bit that comes off on the bugs. I don't care, because I think copper with my bugs would be kind of cool.
Oh, copper's nice.
So I'm gonna put this chartreuse on here and get that moved around. Get my print pulled.
Yes, Peggy, that one would have been good for Valentine's. Okay, well, I'm waiting for that to dry. I'm going to do my small one with some alcohol markers. If you don't have alcohol ink, but you have been into coloring and you've got alcohol markers, the same stuff.
Yeah, I think Barb, did you work with your alcohol markers the other day? You were talking about doing it. I hope you did. I kind of missed that show. I've been, like I said, working with workmen here, so I haven't gotten around to watching everybody's everything.
So you can see it gives you a little bit different effect. You've got more, it's not as blended, and you can't do, I tried it with the brayer. So what I do is I just spritz it lightly to get rid of some of those marks with a little mixer with alcohol in it. And then it blends it together, see? Blends it together. And now if I wanted to, I could even blend it a little bit more with this. If I really want to get a soft background, I can use the brayer after I've put the alcohol on it. That's the thing about the markers. But the thing about that is that you can also make really interesting marks. So that's going to dry while I'm pulling this one. And we'll just switch back and forth. Something fun that you can do with this, once you've pulled it off with your Mylar stencils, is you can spritz them. Well, you guys probably can't see it. If you've got a piece of scratch paper that you're working on, maybe I'll just do it on the one I was working on, because you know, these can be really pretty. The roll-off paper that you make with your gel press can be really pretty.
Oh, come on. Get dry.
So
Get stuck to the paper.
And I'm going to lay it down over the top of my roll-off paper and rub it down a little bit while it's still wet. And that helps clean the stencil and gives me interesting patterns. And this might not be as obvious because it's over the top of paint, but see, that's mixed media right there, right, people? That's mixed media, and it's still wet. It'll dry down a little bit more than that, but you get pattern over pattern on top of colors. I can absolutely use that in my collage. Absolutely.
Oh, look at my buggies.
Oh, they're so cute.
They're cute.
I'm going to have to get out the buggies too and make buggies.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that too.
Too stinking cute.
All I need to do is pick a color of paint to pick this up with. I'm going to try this Titan Buff. Now this step is when you can think about what paper you're going to put it on. Do you want to put it on dark paper? Do you want to put it on translucent paper? You want to put it on craft color paper. I'm thinking craft color paper. So this has a color to it. So I need to think about my pickup layer. Is it going to be bright enough and light enough to highlight my transparent alcohol ink? Because that's all that's on there right now, right? So I think Titan Buff or Buff Titanium is going to be good for this because it's almost the same color with a little bit of lightness as this craft paper that I'm going to put it on. And also, it is light enough to show the alcohol ink even though my paper is dark. Is everybody following me? Does anybody have any questions about that? Or you guys are already pros and you don't need to tell me
I think we do have some pros in the crowd. I've seen some of their prints and they're pretty cool. But you know, gel printing is just fun. Gel printing is fun to watch. It's fun to do. Also, you know, a lot of times I'll just turn on YouTube and watch somebody else print because I like to see what kind of prints they're getting.
Also, there might be somebody watching on recording that has never gel printed before.
Right.
Okay, so that worked, right? Because it's come out on the craft paper. It's good colors to match with the craft paper. But you can see that transparent alcohol ink because there's an opaque layer of acrylic that I picked it up with.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I like the bugs too. They're fun.
I think I'm going to get out the bugs. Where are those bugs?
Yeah, you need the bugs. Everybody needs bugs.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of bugs in reality.
No,
but I like that stencil a lot.
But the stencil is awesome.
I thought it was right.
All right, why is this paper peeling?
Ah, my stencils are sticking together.
Paper, guys, and it wants to stick to my plate a little bit.
Buggies.
But that's a fun print too.
They're so cute. I guess whoever designed this, who was it? Pete. P-E-E-T. I think that's what it says. L559. Buggies. Super cute.
What did I do with my big plate? Let's get the big plate back out here. We need some big plate prints.
Of buggies?
Oh, I don't know.
Whoa. Avalanche.
The only big one I've done so far today was that red one, which was this one. And I want to put, I'd like to put another layer of stenciling over the top of this. I just think that's cool. Or, you know, stamping would be cool on this too. And I might lift some off of here and do some stamping on this one. So let me set that up. I need a stamping list. So let's get this stuff out of the way. And I'll put my print down here beside my plate. And
oh no.
I want to put some paint down first like I did before. So this time I'm going to put black down first.
That was not good at all. Alcoholic avalanche. All right.
And so I want to lift some of that black paint using a stamp. So I've got some awesome stamps from Art Foamies.
Oh, I love Art Foamies.
So I'm going to get some of these and put an impression in the black with the Art Foamy and then stamp it off on my other print. And I'll show you that just as soon as I can get it over here under the camera, because my camera just is not going to pick up the whole desktop here.
Oh, mine's not picking up even a fraction of the desktop. So this is how I made this one, which I think turned out really cool.
So you guys see that Art Foamy stamp on there?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I got this other one that's a different font. So let me do that one too.
This would be good for Halloween. Black buggies.
Yeah. So there's that other one. So that's kind of cool. I like the way that turned out. And what else do I have here? Oh, I've got this. Yeah, I can put some on this. Get.
I don't know what my curly ones are. Let's see. I've got this one.
I put a line through that. That was not good. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. Let's see how that looks on the background there. That's pretty cool. So now this has to dry because that's the first layer. Okay. So that's got to dry. So I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to go to a different piece. So I think I'm going to use this little one now. And I'm going to go back to the black again.
Gotta get the metallic ones all shaken up.
Yeah, Art Foamy stamps are amazing. I've always loved foam stamps. I bought foam stamps probably 30 years ago when nobody thought foam stamps were cool. But there was a gal, she used to be on Carol Duvall, that used foam stamps and did all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm gonna, this one here, I think needs some help. So I'm gonna pick up some of this black with this stamp and stamp that off on there. So you can see what happens. It picks up the black paint off of your gel plate. And see, now that has brought that full circle into something I like much better. So this one's going to have to dry also, okay, because I've got it with that on there. So let's go to another plate. Oh, which one do I want to use now? What have I got out here? I've got this round one. And let's put some alcohol ink down on that. Let's put some purple. Oh,
I say yes to purple.
I know you do. First, I got to get the cap off. You know, these are hard to, once they set up, they're hard to get into.
Stuck.
Sometimes I have to get the pliers out.
Yep. I hear you.
So I'm going to add a little purple. And I'm going to add a different purple, I think. I don't think this is the same. This one's a violet. And this one is a lavender. So we got two different purples going on here. Oh, there we go. Add a little bit of lavender. And I think I'm also going to add a little bit of red, just a hint. Just a hint of red in there. Okay. That makes me happy. So I'm just mixing those around a little bit. Putting a mixture on the plate. I've got excess on my brayer, so I'm going to bring another one over and I'm going to add some ink to this. And I'm also going to add a stencil to this. And a stencil to this.
Huh.
So now that I've got the stencil on there, I'm going to go, let's see, the purple I think is going to look good with gold. So I've got this Pinata Rich Gold alcohol ink. You hear it shake up. It's got, you know, because it's got the metallic in there, you got to shake it to get the mixative. Hi, Becky, how are you? How's the move going? Taking a break from boxes, good.
Ew, boxes.
Yeah. Okay, come on, lid. My hands are not working today. Like I do my mayonnaise jar. Beat the lid on the counter and it opens up. Okay, so I've got it shaken. I'm gonna make sure I got all that copper out of there from before. I'm gonna pick up some of that gold with a pipette and just drop a little bit of gold in here. And we'll move that around on top of the stencil. Get a design. That should be pretty. with the gold and the purple.
Buggies.
So
Shimmering.
it's got the layers of alcohol ink on there.
Those are fun.
Same thing here, layers of alcohol ink on there. And then I'm going to use this maple yellow. Maple yellow.
That color. Go Naples yellow.
Yeah, it's good color.
Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys this funny thing I was doing this morning. Okay, so I've got my dried down alcohol ink on there from before from the markers. And this is a sort of a stamp I made out of styrofoam a while back when I made that piece that has the crow on it. You guys remember? I think it was for tribal. We did a hashtag tribal or something. I made a couple of these. And I'm going to take, we're all familiar with this these days, right? Just going to squirt it on there, right on it. And then I'm going to take my brayer and brayer over it. The funny thing that happens with the brayer when you brayer over it is that you start to get a cleaned up brayer. Any alcohol ink that was on the brayer when you were using all this alcohol ink starts to come off with the hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer also works pretty good for getting the stuff off your hands too, the alcohol ink. But while that's still wet on there, hopefully it is. I feel like some of it didn't get right there. I'm trying to hit all the high spots on this. And you could do this with a texture plate or some other kind of stamp also. I'm just going to put that wet hand sanitizer down onto the collar. And it makes an impression. See? Makes an impression. It's subtle. It's like if you don't want to just like make it so obvious, you just want some subtle, colorful pattern. Works pretty good. You can also then take the excess ink off of it by rolling it down onto your paper, and you get some pattern as well. So it's fun. Then you let it dry a little bit.
Yeah, I wish mine dried as fast as yours dries.
Yours instantly. I mean,
hi, Kathy. Thanks, Becky.
What else was I doing this morning that I wanted to show you guys? I had all these experiments this morning, and now I can't remember what they were. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you don't want your background to be white. Sometimes you want a different color, right?
Right.
So let's go with lavender. Why not? I'm putting the paint down first this time.
Yeah, see, my paint's still wet. Frustrating.
Moved to Arizona where paint dries fast.
Yeah.
Of course, the people that come to the trade show and try to demonstrate when they're coming from, other places get really frustrated.
Oh, I bet they do, man. That's, because when you're used to one way of doing things and then, see, but I like the fact that it got kind of grungy in there because now I can add color in that and it's going to look kind of ancient,
Mm-hmm.
So I should pick that up on, well, I should probably add a little more. Let's see. Let's get
focus. Yeah, right. Robert's telling me to focus. Yeah. This is textured wallpaper, in case you.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, so I've got that. What do I want to use now? I like.
It's actually looking pretty on its own. Piece of textured wallpaper. Who knew? All right, let's move back to this guy while these guys are drying. Pick this one up and I'll show you that subtle pattern that you get on there from doing that.
I want a translucent. And let's put some of this copper in this one too.
Copper! I'm a fan. This craft paper.
Yeah. The copper should be cool. All right, so I got a little bit of copper on there. I'm going to add a little bit of this chartreuse. Oop, that's a lot of bit chartreuse. Let's get that moved around. I'm going to try to pick it up on this old, because this looks kind of old and crumpled and used. I'm going to pick it up on this dictionary page.
Oh, neat. Good plan. Let's see what colors I got here. What color do I want? Oh, that's too samey. Maybe some light colors. That one is shell pink. Shell pink.
Shell pink, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good color. These are really bright. These pinata ones are like.
Hey, Laura. Good morning. Lovely and warm. All right. That's good because your temperatures are usually what my temperatures are. So I'm hoping we get some of that. So this is not picking up, but that's okay because it'll dry down and I can put another coat of something on it. But, oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. See, this just looks like super grunge. Oh, I'm loving this. Look at that.
Into the grunge.
That is so cool. Can you guys see the text through that? That is so cool. And there's still grungy stuff left down here. You know what I'm going to do with that? I have a plan.
Crazy now. Crazy. Let that dry. I have to keep shuffling my plates. For this one, let's go with some really intense colors. What's this? This one doesn't have a name.
I'm going to go crazy and add some flakes.
Oh, good plan. I like it. What was that dark purple? There it is. Pinata brand. It's a dark one. Ew, my hands. Good thing I've got gloves on. It'd be game over.
So I add the flakes. I'm going to add this copper alcohol ink once again.
I think you should send me some of your prints, and I'll send you some of my prints.
Oh, we've done that before.
Yeah. Because even though we're using similar stuff, we still come out with completely different things.
Yeah.
All right, let's let that one dry, and we'll pull this one. This one might be a good one for text. Let's see if I can find some. Huh. If I can get out of the corral that I've made with crap on the floor.
Stick down there. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to take this bubble wrap and do some of that because that's cool too. And then I'm going to add some, what color do I want? I'm going to add this Naples yellow.
I see that your nose can obsessed with Naples yellow as I am. Get some tissue.
And I'm going to pull through the stencil. What do I want to pull through? I'm going to pull through. I want one of those. Yeah, I want one of these tribal looking ones. Like that.
I found this printed tissue paper, and I was using it the other day, and people were asking me about it. It's hazel and ruby. It's a tube. I have two different ones, and I just got. Oh no, it didn't come up good. That means it's dry. And when somebody was asking me about it, I looked on Amazon and I didn't see it. But I didn't go on an extensive deep dive to try to find it. So, sorry guys, I just didn't. All right, now.
So that's a pretty basic print, but you know, you can layer on top of that and get some cool stuff. And what I'm trying to do right now is clean out the print. So I'm going to take some deli paper because that'll do a better job of cleaning out the holes.
How about this one? This one should be, no. Oh, the one I was looking for. This one. Quinacridone gold.
Quinacridone.
I remember quinacridone. Oh, come on. Is there any in there?
I like quinacridone magenta.
Yes, that's a pretty one. But I was looking for something translucent, and quinacridone gold is translucent. Oh, I do have a tube of it actually. I could have just used that.
So even for a clean out, that's kind of cool. You know, it's got a purpose. But now I've got all this area for my alcohol ink. And I can go wild.
Wild and crazy.
I'm going to go burgundy. And let's add some pearl in mineral. Oh, clogged. It's clogged. I need a pen. My alcohol ink is drying and I need a pen. All right. Let me get the pen. That's one of the problems with these pearlized things. The small nozzle.
Yeah. And good mica.
Yeah.
Okay. That one can just put on normal paper.
Don't know if I got enough down there. A little more there. Do I want any other color? Let's let's see, that was burgundy, and let's add a little
No,
bit of this tangerine too. Oops. I forget these
see the pattern.
marabou you do not want to unscrew. You want to pull.
You can barely see the pattern on there. You can kind of see it, but not much. But it's still pretty.
So I'll let that dry down a little bit before I pull the stencil off. Still a little wet right there.
Same with that, really subtle. There is a pattern. You can kind of see it right there. But not to the extent as I intended. All right. I'm going to go back to the, I just started to mess around with something. What was it?
I think I'm going to like this one. So I'm going to use some deli paper to pull it because I may want to collage with it and I want a thin layer.
Good plan.
So, you know, when you think you're going to collage, think about the paper that you know, I could print right on a card I'm going to send out, or if I'm going to use it for collage, I'm going to want a thinner surface. So anyway, oh yeah, baby. It's getting there. So here's this other print. Let me see if any of that alcohol will come off on it. You know, save your paint. Put it on something else.
My gloves keep getting stuck in the lids.
Oh, do. I'm having fun now. Can you tell?
Yay! Fun is good.
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
I'll have to go back and watch.
Dry.
Steps, because I can't watch in.
Dry, baby, dry. Okay. Might be dry enough now, but I mean, just look at that design. That design is so cool. All right, so I'm going to.
Whoops.
What was I thinking? I wanted to. Oh yeah, the chartreuse. I want a translucent because I'm going to collage with this and I'm going to layer it over other things. So you know.
Press down, press down, press down. Okay, where's my greens and blues and whatever other colors I pulled out here?
Okay, so let's get that on a piece of deli.
This is such a cool stencil. So that one design.
I love that one. I love all of those botanicals. Oh my gosh, they are so cool.
Ray Missigman.
Yes.
Yep. This is awesome. I'm going to get out the other one too from the set. And those were club people. Club. If you weren't in the club when this stencil was released, you can join the club and go back and get them after the fact. You can order anything that was exclusive to the club, which we're talking about Stencil Club, StencilGirl Stencil Club. You can go back and get it later if you weren't in the club. So I can still use this and show this stencil because you can still get it. You just have to join the club. Why wouldn't you? You get all kinds of free content. They're really great, awesome group to be in on Facebook. People are sharing constantly in their swaps. Then there's all this video content behind the scenes that you can watch. And you see exclusive stencils come out every month, and they come in the mail. And you're like, bam, I have a new stencil. Somebody
Bam.
give me some paper.
You like emerald. Bam.
Bam. I think I'm going to spritz this. Spritz, 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 spritz. And I'm gonna print it onto some of this tissue paper because it'll be cool and fun and real neat. Super-de duper. All right, I need some paint. How about Naples yellow? Because you know I love me some Naples yellow.
Oh yeah, me too. Good color.
Yeah. And I consider it a neutral, even though it's yellow. I consider
it is. I'm with you there.
I likes it. It's nice. Oh, not enough too much. Too bad. All right, need a piece of paper. Big stack of paper here. Ooh, I know what I wanted to do. No, it's not big enough. Maybe this one. Let's see what it looks like.
Hey, Nell, how are you?
On Duralar. How about the Duralar? Let's see if it
Oh yeah, Duralar.
To make a transparent layer. Let's see. I don't know if it will pull up very well on that, but we can try. Alcohol ink is fun. Oh, it looks like I'm going to get a multiple print on this. So what should we put it on? Let's try it on this.
This is just cleaning out the holes.
So I got out this piece of paper.
But when you look at those pieces like that in individual pieces for collage, there's all kinds of goodness there. It's got a little bit of that copper foil in here. It's got design, you know, these little guys here. You know, there's just all kinds of good stuff for layering.
There we go. That's cool. And that's all with markers, not even the drippy inks, just markers.
Out.
You get a more precise look, I think, with the alcohol ink with the markers than you do with the drips. So it just depends on what you like. I don't know. I kind of like the drip, but I like them both. So, and then I got my piece of Duralar, which has some pattern on it, and I think I'm going to take this onto my Duralar. And I might drip some. Which side did I use? I think this is the sticky side. I might drip some ink through that onto the Duralar and see what happens. It's become less translucent just because of the paint that I used. Oh, you guys can't even see. This is so annoying. The tables are so, the screens are so annoying. Let's do a little bit of drippage. Why not?
That got a little bit wet, so I'm going to grab these here and just sop up a little bit.
And this is probably going to have drying time.
Like so.
It's on Duralar. Duralar is plastic, if you guys.
My other piece here, get a little bit more of that on there, like so. And
need another color.
now I want it to dry.
Dry, dry, dry. This one's going to take a minute to dry for sure. So we'll just set it aside because it's on that Duralar. It's going to take it a minute or 2 or 10.
Yeah. But if I put it on Duralar, it'd be, you know, the whole show.
Never gonna dry. All right, I want to go back to Distress ink and try it with what I was doing before. Got all kinds of weird ideas.
So this one, I gotta let this alcohol ink dry down. Because you see, I've got a pattern on there. And a mess on my table. Because I dripped stuff. Just mop that up with it. Mop up one.
Oh boy. Stop sticking together, you silly stencils. Ah.
This is just a mop up. It'll become something later.
It will. Mop up is good.
Mop up is very good.
See, that's a pretty stencil. I haven't used that one yet. It kind of reminds me of runes, which is interesting. All right.
I mean, that's what these are, is just mop ups. But you know, when you're collaging and layering, these end up being pretty cool. Now this one, I can see right here, is going to call for some of that stamping up. You know, like we were doing before. So I'm going to get this. I don't know if my brayer is still wet enough. I think there might be enough alcohol ink left on my brayer to get something off on my mop up.
Nothing. It's never going to dry. I don't know if it's going to dry by the end of the show.
Yeah, see there? There was enough on there that I could put it on my stamp and get an impression on my mop-up paper.
I need something.
Okay, so speaking of which, this one would be pretty cool on this paper that you printed. I'm thinking. So I need a gel plate. What did I do with my plate?
I just wanted to show you guys that. It bled through. It's pretty cool.
I set them aside is what I did with them. So
interesting. Very, very interesting.
Alcohol ink on that. What have I got? What have I got that I haven't used? Oh, let's see. We've got some enchanted pearl and Deception, and this one, Fairy Red. Yeah, sounds like a good combo. But these need to be shaken because they have the pearlized in them again.
Shake it, shake it.
Hey, Dana, Lisa, hi. Good to see you guys. Yeah, so let's get a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Mop-up paper, interesting. It's also interesting on the other side.
Ooh, boy, that's fluorescent. Not what I was thinking.
I didn't know there was a fluorescent.
Oh, yeah, evidently there is. Well, see that pink?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That sucker is the enchanted pearlized stuff.
Oh.
Let's see how it mixes with these others. How it plays with others. It plays nicely.
Oh, that one's running out.
And I'm going to get my bubble wrap again. And just put an impression in that. And then I will get one of those stencils. It's a swirly durly. Like so. Is that going to fit the whole thing? No. Oh, yes. Let me get my most favorite stencil on the whole wide world, which is this one.
Brick and mortar.
Brick and mortar.
Yeah. That is an awesome stencil.
And I'll put this one down here.
Ah, gorgeous. That's my stencil cleanup.
And I'll clean out those with some paint.
So now I've got my pull through, I've got my stencil cleanup, and now I'm going to pick up this right here with some paint. That's the plan, Stan.
That's the plan.
Teeny tiny paint.
Good. Knocking things over.
You got to stop doing that.
Yeah, well.
I already had an avalanche.
My arm drags through way too much stuff. Okay, so I'm getting that design on there. Which let's put a little bit of that over here too, as long as we're doing. And I still have paint, right? And get that. All right, let that dry down a little bit because this other one might be kind of dry now.
Lisa, it's called Duralar, and yeah, it's a type of acetate, and it's for making transparent layers. So it's like a plastic. I can show you the package actually. I think it's right here. Oh my God. Avalanche. Come on, baby, come out of there. No, I can't show you. Not without standing up. But it's acetate for art, and it's very thin. It's not something. Well, I got a thin version on purpose. But yeah, that'd be really pretty as a transparent layer over something else, you know. Let me find like over that. It would be super pretty. You can see through it. That's a good combo, actually. All right, let's pull this one. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that was Distress Oxide ink with alcohol ink. You really get that juxtaposition of a kind of because I printed it on deli paper, sort of a transparent layer with the alcohol ink because it's translucent. And then that very matte and very opaque Distress Oxide. I think it's a winning combo. I like it.
She likes it. She likes it.
Well, Peg, you know you love Distress Oxide.
I do.
I'm starting to get goobers on the edges of my plate. Crusty bits.
Crusty bits are good.
Yes. I think I'm going to try those.
Oh, I like this one too.
Oh, that's pretty.
That needs a pop of color on top of it, but I really like the texture and design and the colors in there.
Oh, you said that word though.
Well, but it's kind of like this one. You know, this one needed that little bit of black, right?
Yeah, but you just don't call it that word.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah, I do. Yes, I do use that word.
It's evil. All right, let's put some Distress Oxide on this plate.
All right, and I need to pull the rest of that.
Pick up feathers.
Let's get.
Oh, I even have sprays. I forgot about that. Okay, let's. I have the spray. What color spray do I have?
Uber out of the way and get this pulled up.
Okay.
And move on to another print.
Let's put a little bit of this on there. Why not? Yeah. Uh-oh. All right. She's got the sprays out. Now we're in trouble. It's gonna be a big mess. Everything's gonna have spray all over it. It's dangerous. Let's find another stencil. What should we use? Oh, I wanted to use that other new one. Where did it go?
I like the greens. Okay. I kind of made a mess of the greens. Can you see they're all over my table?
Oh, I know what I wanted to do.
I have to clean that up eventually.
Come on, come here. All my stencils stick together.
That's going to take a little while to transfer. Let me, while that's working.
All right. Now I have a plan.
You clean some of that off. I don't know if you guys know, but these chamois you buy at the dollar store and you just wash them out and wet them over and over again. They work great. The stamps and stencils and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, then I'm going to put this one over the top of it. Yes, yes, yes. I has a plan. I need it to move down a little bit. Just a little bit.
All right, that's a little bit cleaner.
Easy circle things.
So let's go back to this. It still looks a little wet right in there. It is. See, it takes so long to dry here. Oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do?
I don't know.
Well, I think I'll go back, you know, where I pulled this little bit of grunge up from the plate when I was doing this print, where you could see the stuff through here. I think I'm going to get some more of that library paper and just lightly pull some of that. Get a little bit grungy, right? Working and yeah, see it pulled that little bit of gold and stuff in there that was still wet. Right in there.
Oh, that's a pretty color. Come on, stop being stuck.
So another paint, which I don't have out on my desk, of course. So let me pull. with this Arctic. It's kind of a soft, it's opaque, but it's this soft blue. And I think it'll play nice against that gold tone in there. And let's see. Ooh, that is one dirty brayer. Trying to get some of that other blue off of there. I guess I'll start with this one.
Oh.
It's still got some of that darker blue in there. That's okay. It'll mix on the plate here. I'm okay with that. Mixing on the plate. And let's pull. I want to pull that on. Let's pull that on here.
It's pretty dang cool. I actually have another side. Let's see if we can get some more off that.
It's all about the plan, right? Okay, so, oh yeah, the green and gold. Can't mess with that combo, can you? I mean, that's a lovely combo. All right, so I'm going to pull this one now with this blue.
What I thought. It's not quite dry.
Still didn't get quite enough right there in the middle. Come on to the bottom. There we go. Now it should pull. All right, so let's try it on black. Thanks, Barb. Thanks, Nell. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Lisa.
Huh. I guess because the Distress Oxide wasn't dry, it really lost color. But it's still an interesting effect.
That's got
Kind of grungy.
What was I doing? Where's that other plate? Let's see where I was. Had one drying, didn't I?
I like this one. Yeah.
Didn't I have one drying someplace? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is.
I didn't take it. Yeah.
It's here.
Was not. All right, let's do something weird. Let's do something super weird.
If it's stuck down
Use
yet.
gray.
Okay. Perfect grunge. Perfect grunge. Oh yeah, baby. My kind of print. You guys see all that ooey gooey goodness in there? It's got copper reflection.
Hashtag crusty bits.
Oh yeah. It's hello lover.
Hello, love.
As Patty would say, hello lover.
Oh, feel the stencils. There it is.
See all of that goodness that's still on the plate? I mean, oh yeah. I'm gonna have fun with that. So going back to this, see if it's ready to pull yet. It's still a little wet, but I'm going to pull it anyway. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's got all that beautiful copper shimmer from the alcohol. And that light blue background just, makes that copper shimmer all the more.
Nell says she got that 2020 stencil.
Oh, did you? Good. That's one of my favorites.
Yes,
I should put 2020 right across this and put it on a page, right?
I should have done that in black.
So I've got spongy goodness left on here. And I've got this stamp. And I've got this. Let's see, what do I want to do? I want to put down some stencils. Which ones do I want to use?
I don't know.
I think I want to use these wild and crazy ones like this.
Use the pinata.
Yeah, baby. That'll be cool. Okay, and I got greens started on here, but let's go with that Naples yellow in the background. Try to get that blue off because that's not going to work real good with that yellow, but there's some of that green down there. But this is those, oh my goodness, what is her name? No, not Christy. It's, oh my goodness. One of my favorite ones. I can't think of her name right now. That's terrible. That is terrible.
I don't know. I can't read your mind.
I know. So you see the viney goodness in that?
Trish McKinney.
Trish McKinney. That's what I was trying to say.
Once I saw the stencil. Wonder what will happen with this.
So I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to go get another stencil to go with that.
We're just about out of time. Look at that. 9:30, 10:30. Yeah.
I'm having too much fun. We can't quit yet.
I know what you're saying. I can't believe it's already time. Do this every week. Jeez.
I want to finish this one at least. See if I can get that to dry down a little bit.
That white alcohol ink was interesting. It turned the other ones kind of like into a fluorescent sort of. We got a little bit more of that on there.
I want to take another.
These are the Pinata brand Exciter pack, and they're super bright colors. I've got three kinds. I've got the Ranger ones, I've got the Marabou ones, and then I've got these Cider Pack Pinata from Jacquard. This is probably my last one, or maybe I can make one more. Oh, it's going to be super cool. All right, we need to
that one.
Spritz this. I don't want to waste all that yumminess. Come on. I'm running out of ink. I mean, I'm running out of alcohol. None of my sprayers want to spray. I've been spraying too much.
So that's some more of Trish McKinney's stencils. And I'm going to go back to this copper. Where's my pipette? Lost my pipette. Come back, pipette, wherever you are.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Oh, I gotta shake that better.
It's backwards. No, it's not. It's frontwards. That is pretty. That's just me cleaning up the stencil. You could probably get. Oh, even got some cool stuff on my. You guys can't see it. You can almost see it, but on my underpaper, there's cool patterning on there too. And I'm going to pull this print, and then I think I gotta get all the other prints out and see what we got today. Lots of interesting stuffs. Oh, I need a piece of paper. That's not paper. Oh. Yeah, that's dry. Good. It's mostly dry anyway.
Mop a little of that. Just fill up a little bit. So it starts to dry.
Lisa wants to know where that stencil's from.
StencilGirl.
Obviously.
Where else would we have stencils from?
If you haven't guessed yet, we are obsessed with StencilGirl.
No
They have
kidding.
the best stencils. They treat people with such kindness. They pay their designers per stencil instead of just, like, oh, design for us and then we're going to sell your product and not give you any credit or any money. They're awesome.
They are awesome.
Family owned business.
Yep.
Single proprietress with, along with her family or whatever. And she has a few employees. Yep, that turned out super cool. Look at that.
And they are all lovely, lovely people. I've met quite a few of them in person. And it's American made. You're supporting, stuff made right here in St. Louis.
Yeah. All right, I think I'm going to start stacking them up. That one, super cool.
So you guys know, I like that. Okay, so
that one needs some more work.
That's going to take a while to dry, I betcha.
We've got such a mess here. Everything is just in a big pile of everything. It's just a mess. Stencil down. Got more pieces of Duralar laying here. More stencils. What a mess. Here's that Duralar one, which I think will look really cool over the top of this.
So I'll have to post pictures of this one later, guys.
Okay, then I have all these on the floor. Cleanup paper. That one. And this is cool. Shimmery alcohol ink. Oh my gosh, there's Halloween pencils. Avalanche of everything. That turned out really cool. That was cleanup. Come on, Spencer. Behave yourself. Stop falling over in a big pile.
It needs a stamp.
This will turn out pretty cool if I take some mark making and I go around these letters. It's got all that color in the background. And that was just cleaning up. This one was spraying the stencil in with alcohol, and it just left some interesting patterning and marking on there. Now that's with the little cookie cutter. This was the first one I did with the Distress Oxide with the Sculptural ink. There's that one. Here's another. That's on black. That's with the textured wallpaper. And that's with using hand sanitizer to make the marks. And then that's a cleanup, and this is the print that it came from. And I really like this one right here, but this was before the show. And that's with the hand sanitizer too. And then that one was a cleanup of the stencil. I got a few tags. This was just mark making with the alcohol markers. Because you know I've been into scribbling lately.
Scribble, scribble, scribble.
Scribble, scribble, scribble. And then tags that I made using the alcohol markers. Yeah. That is a big pile. Let's see yours, Peg.
You have been busy. Well, my favorite of the day, I'm still playing. Can you tell? I'm still playing. I've got this, and I'm cleaning off my stencil with some alcohol sanitizer and putting an image on that.
Yeah, but works for cleaning too. Yeah.
My favorite of the day is the bugs.
Yeah, the bugs are cute.
The bugs are my favorite. This was the round stencil with the stamping on top. You guys saw me just pull this one not too long ago. This one, I actually pulled this through a stencil on top of a first print. Same thing with this, with the black. I pulled the black through a stencil onto one that I'd already pulled. It's stamped onto several layers. With the, it's got the alcohol in there, it's got the paint in there, it's got all the different layers of things. This is on rice paper, which will be nice for collage. These papers, this is a text weight black. It's not a cardstock, it's a text weight black. So these are good for collaging too. Yeah, that's what it is now. It's just a text weight. And if you go down below and look at my Amazon links, I've got links that are separated out into different areas. And so like if you're looking for the papers that I use, you can just go into my papers and you can see all the different papers that I would suggest that people get. Just like this is a text weight craft type paper. This I just used to pull that little grungy bit that was on the plate when I was, well, there's that little round there that's got the metallic in it. This one is on the dictionary page, and you can see the dictionary print coming through. You can see all of the goodness that's on that page. That's going to be a fun one to play with in collaging. This one has a lot of different layers. I think I started with the yellow and then did the alcohol ink on top with a stencil, and then I did the stamping on top of that. So it's got multiple layers of goodness on that. These are those just pickup type things with, now they're sticking together because they're still wet. The alcohol inks and the paints. And this one has a little bit of that metallic foil in it. But it's pretty with the greens, and you can see the stencil is not real defined because the alcohol kind of wicks out a little bit. See how it's I don't know, where's my camera? Here it is. You've got a design there, but the alcohol kind of wicks out into the paint a little bit. So, but yeah, these were fun to do today. I really enjoyed myself. You know, I can gel print all day long. This is fun for me, just doing these kinds of prints. These grungy looking things are great. You know, I'll stamp or print or do something on top of this, but what a great background, right?
Yep.
So that's it. Link for, what, hun, Barb? A link for that. Oh, the leaf stencil. It's the leaf stencil is not going to be on Amazon because it's not one that they list on Amazon. So you're going to have to go to StencilGirl products. And then when you go to StencilGirl products, because it's one of the monthly stencils, okay, because it came in a set of 3 stencils. And it's one of the club stencils kits. So you buy this month's club stencil, and then you can buy the leaf stencils, but you can't just go in and automatically buy the leaf stencils unless you're a club member.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
They're talking about this leaf stencil.
Yeah.
This was a club stencil. That's what I'm talking about. All of these were club stencils. So these are really cool leaf stencils, but you can't just go in and buy them unless you're a club member. That's why they're exclusive to club members.
Yep. So you go to the StencilGirl blog, which is StencilGirl Talk. And then there's a place where you click that says Stencil Club. You click on that, and then it will show you all the stencils that ever were in Stencil Club. And it shows you how to sign up for Stencil Club. And then you can go and buy the back stencils from the past.
You can buy any of those back stencils once you're a club member.
Yeah.
But and if you're in StencilGirl products, when you look at over on the far left side of their page, the drop down where you're sorting what you want to see, whether you're looking at the 12 by 9 or you're looking at the 6 by 6 or whatever different sizes. If you look down there, there's also Stencil Club as a selection there, and you can click on Stencil Club and get into it from that page too.
Huh. You do it a different way than I do. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple ways. There's multiple ways, you know.
Yeah.
So anytime you're in StencilGirl, you know, if you're buying, you know, suppose you're in there buying stencils, and you decide, oh, you know, I don't find here what I'm looking for, because sometimes I'll be looking for something that somebody has used. Then I click over on the Stencil Club, because then I look at the club stencils. Because if you look at, let's see, yeah, this is StencilGirl products. Is this okay? And then if you look at their Stencil Club, it's like this. So this Lacy Leaves is part of the Stencil Club for October of 2019.
Yeah.
But these are all Stencil Club stencils. So sometimes you're going to see some of those show up with us because we're club members and have been club members for a couple of years.
Yep.
But any of these that you want as back issue, you know, you only have to be a club member for 1 month, and then you can go back and buy any of these. And then there's also exclusive video and all kinds of stuff as a club member that you get that, you know, other people don't get. So there's some advantages.
All right. I think we're past our time by 10 minutes.
We are. We are.
All right.
All right.
See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to thumbs up.